Oh. Usos. This is how they're going to cost them the championship. Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. It is Friday, and that means it is time for the Uso Penitentiary. Looks like they're causing mayhem. Now, I heard something, but I don't know where I heard it from. Basically, if the Usos keep causing trouble, they're going to strip Roman of one of his titles. Or both of his titles. But I don't know where I heard that from, so that's not reputable or anything. But if it is a rumor you've also heard, maybe it is. Anyways, we got some news in wrestling world too. There's a lot of rumors that Monet is going to be signing with AEW. We got Money in the Bank going to the United Kingdom or London, England on July 1st of this year. That should be a really good one. About 175 days away, a little less, a little more, somewhere in that area. We still got WrestleMania coming up, and we have Vincent Kennedy McMahon back in the board of directors. He's back, if you guys missed him. Anyways, just still trying to set up a little bit here, but Roman Reigns is making his way down to the ring. Good to see Roman Reigns on TV this New Year's. First SmackDown of the year. We got to see Charlotte last week on the last SmackDown of that year. And yes, Dalitha is here. She is in the other room partying. Rockstar partying.
That's what we do. Party before.
Anyways, it looks like Roman's climbing his ass up into the ring in the split picture-in-picture. Takes him a minute to get in there. He's got a little slowness on him. Fancy footwork. And there she is. In all of the glory.
Yay for you guys. Is this higher?
No, looks the same to me. That just go off. Sure did. Anyways. Roman Reigns in the ring. I do know what's happening.
What's happening? Nothing's working.
Everything works. Just I guess you gotta walk in every once in a while. This should go quick. I like that they have the little barcode. What is this called? Dish. Anyways, yeah, all the bloodline are in the ring right now.
Yeah. Hi guys, sorry. Walter's like, guys, hurry up, I want matches. They don't talk. Boo.
Boo.
Poor Walter.
Boo. Yeah, a lot of talking segments.
It's usually how it goes.
Because it is the Uso Penitentiary.
Right?
And the bloodline.
Looks like we do have Walter in the chat. Jaco with us. Sophie with us. Luke is out there. Blue Lantern's with us tonight. Ravi is with us. Film just stepped in the chat. Hey everybody, how's everybody doing?
Woo! Fantastic day. Literally no. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, Memphis, Tennessee.
Acknowledge me.
Acknowledge him.
The ones. Acknowledge the ones.
Let's see. Well, Walter says, okay tonight. Great wrestling. Oh, there's the acknowledge him. Jacob says hi. Sophie says hi. Why am I seeing two Cenas? Jacob says The Rock Rumble match 2023. Luke says the Cena sickness has spread. Sophie says, your thoughts on Money in the Bank in London on July 1st.
Oh,
WWE
super
is slowly
excited.
revealing their 2023 pay-per-view schedule.
I obviously they did really good at the Clash of the Castle, and now we get to see Money in the Bank there.
Is that a cat or is that the dog? Sorry. There's just noises happening. Stop.
So the rumor is, so they're just letting Sammy talk whenever he wants, because obviously he's the best talker in the group, other than Paul Heyman.
Right. Blue says, yay, Vince is coming back, baby. Now we can get 2 belts back. Walter says,
She's already back, but I do have a feeling we might see Mandy Rose back in the WWE.
Right.
That would be one that he would
That'd
bring
be
back.
hilarious. Walter says, oh no, the Bloodline taking over SmackDown. Sophie says, your thoughts on Vince being back on the board? I don't think it's technically a bad thing. You guys gotta be careful with Vince. He does own it, and he can sell it, and he can disperse it.
Well, supposedly that's why he's back, is to sell it and to work on the TV contracts.
Mm.
He basically told them, it sounds like he basically told them that he was going to veto, because he has voting rights.
Yep.
For everything.
Mm-hmm.
And their TV contracts are up this year.
Ooh.
He said, well, you can let me in, or I'll just veto it.
Yeah.
Any of the decisions.
Right?
And so that's what it kind of sounds like. He just strong-armed his way back in.
Sounds like a
But he
Vince
brought
play.
people with him that are all on the board, so now he has voters too. Like,
on the board, or people that are investors, or were on the board before.
right.
Oh, okay.
And so 3 of them now. So he basically is 3 votes
Right.
on the board. He said he likes the way things are going right now, so he's not planning on doing anything.
Sorry,
different.
no mic issues, Harley. I just don't have mine on.
Me neither.
Sorry about that. Usually you can hear me pretty good because I'm really loud. Yeah, Kevin Owens. That stuff. Walter says, oh no, the Bloodline taking over SmackDown. I read that. Luke says, hey Trav and Dalitha, just wanted you to know that I missed more streams due to Jade now being on bed rest in the hospital. She's been having breathing issues and pain issues. Yeah, Luke, don't
That's
worry
terrible.
about it. I know that she's having a hard time with that pregnancy, so he kind of said that it would happen. So when you can make it, that's great.
Oh,
You know,
Roman.
Nothing against you, bud.
That's
Hope
Roman's
everything
first
goes good
loss
with
in how
everything.
long?
Oh,
2.5 years?
a while. So he says, or strip the
Or
Usos of
3
their
years?
championships. Where's D? Ravi says, big
I
up
would-
Luke, hope everything is good. Ravi says, Sophie, she's making dinner. So he says, with events being back, a lot of fans are hating that news.
Yeah, it happened. They just got to get over it. He made this shit.
Yeah. Luke, about high-risk pregnancy or Ravi. Sophie says, you guys did a Cena because the chairs were empty. Oh. Ravi says, Luke, I hope everything goes well for you and your family. Respect. All right, sunshine, what we saying? Sophie says, the Rumble poster is electrified.
Yeah, it looked like some lightning in the background.
Walter says, guys, hurry up. I want matches. They will just talk. Boo. So he's like, I like with every stream, D always finds a way to show up late. You know, so I've been with us very long because I used to never show up late.
Isn't that how you're supposed to do it anyways? Show up late. It's called...
Make you guys wonder,
Anticipation.
anticipate that my ass is going to show up and maybe read your comments. There's weird stuff happening out in our other room. I don't know what that is.
Sounds like construction. Are you trying to be like me?
Oh, is he getting all on Sammy right now? That's funny. You gotta be concerned that he's gonna take over your whole family. No, I just look up to you.
Whoa! Oh, here comes Kevin. Are they doing that quick of a split up with these guys? It would be weird.
If they do, it's very strange. But
Wonder what his eye's gonna look like. Is it gonna be all purple? Because Because he got it all busted open last week.
Oh, I think it was a week before that, wasn't it? Oh, maybe it was last week.
It was with John Cena last week.
Well.
But they're showing his right side. They're not showing the left side. His left side.
Films like Chloe Misty and Travis, big hugs, big heart. Films like big hugs, big heart. You guys, thanks, film. Good to see you. Luke said he'll be right back. Sophie says, with Money in the Bank happening in July, what are the chances that SummerSlam will be back in August?
A big chance. There's a huge chance. Although it is on that same weekend, so if they did the 28 days like they did last time, it would still fall in July. Yeah, he's got a black eye.
Harley says, what's up, everyone? Hope everyone had a wonderful day. Kind of had a bad day down with sinus issues. Oh, I'm sorry, Harley, that you're having a bad day with some sinus issues. I hope those turn to better. Hope you get better. Hopefully those go away. Robbie says, the crowd loud tonight. Not usually like this. The only time I heard a crowd this loud is when they cheer for D. Haha. Yeah, that's funny. Well, there's like, I'm Goldberg. I'm Goldberg. I will spill everybody who's next. Walter. Robbie says, who cares? Sophie's like, so far we don't have a pay-per-view schedule for May, June, August, September, and October.
Yeah.
Robbie says, Sophie, why do you schedule it?
And you also have 2 Saudi Arabia shows that'll be coming out.
Walter says, Roman versus John Cena sometime. Sophie says, it'll be interesting to see.
They could.
I mean, I don't know if they would have something like that.
Well, the guy that beat the guy that beat the guy that beat the guy that beat the guy.
The guy that beat the guy. He wants to be that guy.
It's called the linear champion.
Sophie says it'll be interesting to see how long it will be before Vince comes back to power after this board news. Ravi says, D, you're loud enough with or without your mic, yo. Yeah, I know. Harley says, sending prayers, positive thoughts to Jade, who's in the hospital. Yes. Top G Enterprises in the chat. Hey, Top G. Says, hey, Travis and D. Hey, how's it going, my man? How are you doing tonight? Rally's also in the chat. Hey, Rally says, hi, Travis D. Guess what I saw yesterday? Ronda Rousey doing a 2-hour Pokemon live stream. Now there's 2 hours. I won't get it back. LOL.
Can't get them back.
Ever. Raleigh and
although
Robbie,
Pokemon's
did
fun.
you guys hear that Money in the Bank is going to be in London? Is that anywhere that you guys could go to if you wanted to go? Is it like more feasible to go there than Wales?
Well, I'm sure it is.
It's official. Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship.
Yes.
With
Next.
Drew McIntyre and Sheamus against the Usos
Or is that the main event?
sometime tonight.
Probably the main event, although they didn't say main event. Maybe it'll be a little Charlotte in the main event.
I was calling you Sunshine and asked you what you were saying. I'm saying nothing but reading people's chats. Walter says Usos will lose their tag belts next pay-per-view. Walter.
Dun, 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 dun.
Robbie says D showing up late is called lateness is greatness. Walter says, okay, Kevin Owens. Sophie says it'll be interesting how long it will take Vince to sell the company. Top G says Vince McMahon is back. Yeah.
He is.
Robbie says Vince is selling WWE. I hear, yeah. That's part of the rumor mill, right, Robbie? I mean,
he's setting up TV contracts. He probably wants to get those in place first.
Mm-hmm.
And then the value will be way higher, especially if he signs billion-dollar contracts for each show.
Yeah, but they better be careful because Vince is the type of businessman that will just sell this shit and just disperse it. He doesn't really need it. And I don't think he really gives a shit if his kid has it, so... And I have a feeling he doesn't really care about his son-in-law, so...
Yeah, we don't know.
Rally says, just wondering, guys, are you doing a Battle of the Belts live stream later, straight after Rampage?
No.
Rally, probably not, my man. That is really late for us, as it's very, very early in the morning for you. And probably not. Top G says, hey, he's always been there. H was just a placeholder, and Vince let him bring in his garbage.
I guess. You know, now it's starting to look like that maybe it was just part of storyline. Like the whole thing.
Was
like
just
Vince
a
was
big,
just pulling strings.
Big play on everybody. So it says maybe Clash of the Castle will happen in a different country this year. Walter says, no, Vince will not sell WWE. Robbie says, Rally, I doubt they will, bro. Picola is in the chat, though. Hey, Picola says, hey, cool. Gabbers, hello. Woo. Sean Jaggers is in the chat as well. Hey, Sean says, hello. Hello.
Hello, Sean.
Picola says, have a bit of FOMO. Here's a Mardi Gras parade downtown. There's a Mardi Gras parade downtown. Isn't it a little early for Mardi Gras? I thought that was in February.
It is. I don't know exactly the date, but it's so many days before.
A
Is it
certain
Lent?
time. Yeah. Raleigh says
Or is
no.
it Lent and then that for 40
I think
days?
it's after Lent.
Yeah.
So for whatever 40 days
Yeah,
when Lent starts.
Yeah, and Lent's so many days before Easter or something. I can't remember how it works. There's reasons for everything.
Right. Raleigh says no. I live on border of England, Scotland, so about 6.7 hours away. Oh, so you're way up north then in England, huh? Dang it. Sophie says, I heard after this Vince return news, a lot of wrestlers aren't happy about it. Yeah. Well, you know what? They work for the company, and that's their problem if they aren't happy about it, because I don't think Vince gives a good goddamn. Robbie says, it's not too far for me, just depends on ticket prices. Oh, okay, that's cool. I know, Robbie, you're not a big fan of, like, going to, like, WWE stuff, but, I mean, if the ticket prices were kind of decent. Now, I guess that depends. Like, because here, and I'm sure there as well, different seats cost different money. So if you get nosebleed seats, which are basically the seats in the very back, which you might have a pole in front of your face, cost less money than the seats on the floor that are close to the action. Harley says, oh, Roman Reigns already faced John Cena for the titles back in SummerSlam 21 when they were in Vegas.
Right.
ID and I am is in the chat. Hey, ID says, hey, T&D. Hello, how's it going tonight?
Hello.
How you doing on this fine Friday? People says, what? Who? Vinnie Mac? Oh, boy.
Oh, who's this?
Robbie's like,
oh,
D,
Charlotte
I know you love
in her
a rumor.
little sports car.
I love all the rumors. Riley's like, probably not Robbie. P-Cool says, that's a negative. Sophie says, but Stephanie and Triple H could have done the TV deals all by themselves, though.
Is she in her nightgown?
No.
The top looked like it.
Sophie, yeah, I guess they could have, but once again, we're going to go on this route. Vince literally owns WWE, the company. He
sort of
owns it.
Well, he owns a lot of it. I mean,
he owns the majority stock in it, let's just say. Or
Right.
he owns the majority of it, whatever you want to say. So in all reality, he could sell it outright. He doesn't... So...
He has voting rights.
He's going to say yay or nay on the TV deals. Rally says 3M for me, Battle of the Belts. Ugh. Walter
Why
says,
are the NXT champions on SmackDown?
I have no idea. Why aren't they on NXT where they should be defending the titles that should be on NXT? You know what's funny about it is all those other people that went to NXT and got titles, they stayed on NXT.
Phantasma. Della Phantasma.
Walter says, okay, oh cool, Rampage at 10 p.m. tonight. I'm watching that. All right, Walter, you're up late tonight, huh? Piccolo says, haha, being a night owl, I don't know what to think about that. Raleigh says, and Ravi in the UK, I think. Yes, Ravi's in the UK as well. Film says, well, did anybody hear about Sasha Banks in New Japan? Ravi says, yeah, Raleigh, I live in the UK.
Santos Escobar is in the Royal Rumble, I guess. That's...
Yeah, get your hand out of my face, bro.
Kofi's not very big of a guy, but he looks like a giant. I didn't realize those guys were so small.
It's not surprising. Think of Rey Mysterio.
3 weeks from tomorrow.
Think of Rey Mysterio, because that's about their size.
They gotta be bigger than Ray. Ray's tiny.
They're not much bigger.
3 weeks away. You excited?
For what?
Royal Rumble.
Oh, is that what's happening?
In 3 weeks. 3 weeks from tomorrow.
Pickle says they have crews all year round. It's an excuse for them to test their floats, I believe. Oh, I see, Pickle. Interesting. Boom says I have Miss Vince McMahon doesn't come back less than Vince. We love you and all, but it's time to settle down, never come back. Too bad Filmy's already back.
So
Raleigh
it's
says,
just Santos Escobar going up against one of the New Day?
sounds like it, because none of them are in any kind of attire except him.
Fuck is he wearing? Is it like a
It's
battle
his
armor?
Jeez, Travis. It's his armor and his scarf over his face. Gosh. Raleigh says that's Robbie, my third fave pay-per-view Money in the Bank after Rumble Mania. Walter says, okay, at 9:15 I'm going. I'll be here Monday 8 p.m. for Raw. Still in chat. Awesome, Walter. Piccolo says they have a house show in Pensacola they've been promoting recently.
That should be fun.
That's interesting indeed. Are you going to go? Since, you're in Pensacola, Picola. Robbie says, I've been to the O2 for concerts before. That's cool. Top G says, still want to go to Rumble or Undertaker show. Tickets are cheap by cheap. I mean, $300 front seat to watch Taker.
That's not too bad.
That's not too bad. Piccolo says, I don't bother. It's for the kids. Oh.
All right, there's your match. It's underway. Kofi Kingston, Santos Escobar.
Armpit Queen Charlotte.
Locking up. Pushing Kofi into the corner.
Yeah, if tickets are cheap enough, I might think about it. Walter says, good news, the NFL football player is talking. He wanted to know who won. Nobody, because they gave up on him. Piccolo says, majority shareholder. Films like Charlotte pulling up in her car. Woo.
I couldn't tell. Was it a BMW? Kind of looked like a Mazda Miata. But it was probably a BMW.
Yeah, I didn't see it when I pulled up, so I don't know.
I looked up and just saw the white, so I didn't see the...
Looks like, okay, I'm back just to say bye. I hope things are good for you and Trav. I'll be here on Monday as long as things stay normal. Okay, well, good luck. I hope everything goes a little bit better. Weekend. Hopefully they get everything under control and she gets better and at least gets home to be on bed rest instead of in the hospital. That's always shitty. All right, you take care. You and Jade. Take care of all your animals. Harley says, rumor is that WWE SummerSlam is coming to Detroit, Michigan this year.
Wow.
It's a weird place to have SummerSlam.
I guess it's going to be inside in Detroit.
Raleigh says, Charlotte back again. Okay, I think he owns 80 or 90% Vince of WWE. Is that right, Travesty?
Get rid of the...
He owns a pretty good portion of it.
He owns like 30%.
I thought he owned more than that.
It's about 30%, but it's called Class B stock, and nobody else owns any. That's why it's his. You can buy as much stock as you want, and you still wouldn't have as much as him.
Right.
Because of his
type
of stock.
He did that on purpose because
of course, yeah, that's what you do.
He's good friends with Donald Trump, and they're both very, very strategic businessmen.
Right. Well, they're both treated the same.
Right. Walter says, Kofi for the win. New Day rocks. Piccolo says, blah, blah, blah. It's above my pay grade. I never gave two shits about who owns what and bought out whatever.
Right.
Sophie's like,
but it really doesn't matter. Time always writes history, so.
Yeah. Sophie says, but New Day is a main roster act as well as being NXT Tag Champion, and Kofi is going to the Rumble. He announced that a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Piccolo says, as long as Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays I hang out with the Gab Gang.
And we will be here.
You know what? If something changes, we'll try to do something else in place of.
Except for Wednesday. Well, and they could change SmackDown's date. They could move it to a Wednesday, which would be fucking hilarious.
Oh, that would be pretty funny. Walter says next Friday is the 13th. Be careful. Walter, next Friday is the best freaking day ever. 1, it's Friday the 13th, and 2, it's Travis's
That's my
birthday.
It'll be my birthday. But yeah, definitely love the Friday the 13th.
They are close to my heart. Raleigh says, I heard it today somewhere, so he can do what he wants. No, he better not take over creative again after Triple H brought back 17 wrestlers, then Vince releases all of them again. You know what? I'd be okay with it.
I honestly wouldn't care. Like, half of them at least aren't worth having on the roster anyways. I do like the depth. I do like that Triple H brought depth.
Some depth for some of it.
I just don't like the people that are the depth. So I don't want to complain about depth because Vince wasn't doing anything.
I think it would be okay if the depth was that they didn't push him in front of your face on a constant basis.
Right.
It's different if you're using them as jobbers and mid-card people and all that stuff, but they don't. They try to push them into weird storylines and try to make them relevant and all this other garbage. And it just gets old. Pickle's like, you superstitious, Walter? And Ravi says, I'm taller than Ray. I'm sure I am. Sure, Ravi. Top G says, cool gear by Santos. You think that's cool? I thought it was a little different. Not like gross.
His body armor.
Weird. Power Ranger gear. There you go. Sophie says, how often do they have NXT champions show up on the main roster TV?
Not often.
Not very often at all. Walter says Santos dressed as a Mortal Kombat guy. Well, there you go. We've got Power Ranger, Mortal Kombat. Sophie says Xavier Woods has mentioned Tyler Breeze on WWE TV.
Looks like a Mayan warrior to me.
A Mayan warrior. We got all kinds of stuff going on. Ayla's in the chat. Hey, Ayla. Piccolo says, meh, I'd rather save money. Walter's like, no, Piccolo, I'm cool. And Walter also says, hey, Ayla, you're late. Sophie says, did you hear that the NFL postponed a game and it affects their playoff schedule?
I did. It's just weird. I don't understand. I don't know how they can possibly make it up. And for it to be relatively even playing field for them to make it up.
Yeah, because they've already put the Cincinnati Bengals against somebody else.
Well,
they have to.
That's what happens the next week. Like, they play week to week. So if they have to make up that game, which they should have to make up that game, it has to be the week after, meaning if they were supposed to get a bye, are they not going to get a bye? Are they going to play it on a Wednesday and then hurry and play again on Sunday?
I don't know. I think they should have to forfeit the game, technically. Top G says, yeah, just got notification. My Minoru Suzuki ringside exclusive figure has just shipped. That was quick. Just ordered it last night.
Woo!
Ooh, that's awesome. Piccolo says,
Can't go wrong with toys
as long
like
as you
that.
show up, participation trophies for all.
Figurines
Gonna
are
watch
not
this
toys.
new food competition show. Oh, new food competitions. That's interesting.
It's always good when it comes to food.
It was like, yay, thanks, Fat Lisa. Robbie says, I saw Rihanna, Kanye West, and The Weeknd, and a famous comedian called Lee Evans at the O2.
Oh, wow.
Sophie says, with Money in the Bank in London this year, what are the chances that one of the major pay-per-views will go to London next year? Very.
Yeah, it looks really high, doesn't it?
If they're going to do that, they're going to do it again.
2 years in a row.
And probably do a couple more in different places. Walter says Mercedes did great in New Japan.
Did
Oh,
she?
Walter,
You are very
so
positive.
Sweet. Gosh, just giving her that participation trophy all over the place. You're the only one that might think that. Vindicator's like, yay, I'm here. So what? Oh my god, totally.
So what?
Bleh. Robbie's like, Ayla was too busy swiping. That's why she's late. Top G says, happy early B-Day. Pickle's like, happy early B-Day, Big T.
I'll be here next Friday.
How do you know?
Well, unless she poisons me with her
Sophie says,
1,000-year-old eggs.
They're actually good. Money in the Bank in London. I wonder how long it took them to decide to put that pay-per-view in London. Walter says, okay, party next Friday. Pico says, I'll be having my B-Day 2 weeks later on the 25th. Oh, sweet, man. You're a January dude as well. Ayla says, what's swiping? Harley says, it could be either at Comerica Park, where the Detroit Tigers play, at Ford Field, or Detroit Lions play. Or the Little Caesars Arena, where the Detroit Romans and where SmackDown is going to be at.
Right. No, it's going to be a stadium show if it's
yeah,
that size of a pay-per-view, because there's only 4 they like to sell out big stadiums for.
Yep. And SummerSlam is one of them. Oh, he almost didn't get out of that. Ayla's like, hi, Vin. And Pico's like, you, Dora now, Ayla? And Sophie says, how old Travis going to be next week? What a great birthday present by doing this. Yeah,
39.
he's going to be 108, Sophie. 108 years old. Robbie says, work it out, Ayla. Pico's like, swiper, no swipey. Top G says,
I'm like Nicolas Cage. Dracula.
Maybe Shotzi will show up next Friday the 13th. SmackDown been missing that milky goth goddess.
She needs to be back, doesn't she?
Did she get hurt or something? I don't know what's going on there.
I know she had to drive cross country, but other than that, no.
Oh yeah, she didn't get into a flight, so she's had some probs. It was like, I mean, I guess at least I'm Hispanic, but I don't know Spanish.
You're like Ryan Garcia.
Sophie's like, when Kevin Owens first showed up on WWE TV, he was NXT champion. Probably dropped the belt not too long after that, too, if he's going to be on the main roster. Robbie says, Cola got it right. It was like, I can't, Robbie. I have no idea how you buy a swiping. Top G says, speaking of also, got Austin Theory and Shotzi figure at Target yesterday. Nice. Walter says, come on, Kofi, win this match. And Vindicator says, Ayla, you here too? Meh. Haha, but really, how's it going? It was like, you said busy, not buying. Ha ha ha. Oops. Sophie's like, and do they push the Super Bowl back a week because of this? They can't.
No,
They
God,
can't.
no.
Do you guys understand what scheduling fucking arenas is and how it takes and those tickets? Could you imagine if you fucking bought a ticket for the Super Bowl for that day?
Hotels.
Made sure you took off work, you're traveling, whatever you had to do, and they fucking changed it. I would be so pissed. I would be a pissed off mofo.
Breaking rules. Or breaking rules. Breaking news.
Breaking your news.
Breaking news.
What is it?
About the Royal Rumble.
Oh.
They're going to tell us right after this match.
Ayla, you said, I read that. It was like, it's going, haha, how's it going, Ben? Ravi says, Ayla, how do you buy swiping? That's new to me. He was like, I don't know anymore, Ravi. I'm tired. I was like, Ayla, you here in spirit, not body. Sophie says, too bad my birthday doesn't fall on a day that there is no wrestling on.
It does at some point. And Escobar wins.
Well, good for him. Ha, 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 ha. Top G says, Santos Escobar. I remember Eric Escobar in 808. He used to be on SmackDown and went out with Vicky Guerrero for a while.
I think I do remember that.
I don't know him.
I don't know who it is.
Ayla says, probably. Vindicator says, good. You just got to keep going, Ayla. Don't ever stop, ever. I'm going nowhere fast because I'm dying inside.
Don't stop believing.
So he's like, my birthday is like 3 weeks after on February 2nd.
My daughter's is the 1st.
The deep bag of tricks.
I think Brandon's is like, what, the 6th?
Or is it?
It's around right around
Or is it
there.
the 7th? I don't know. There's so many in February.
Yeah, my cat.
Yeah, your fucking cat.
Oh, what is it? Yeah, Roman against Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns happening again on your TV. It was like, same about Vindicator's stuff. And Ravi says, Travis, you expecting anything good from D on for your birthday?
Not expecting anything.
Ayla says, so your birthday is in October, Sophie? And Vindicator says, happy future shock birthday, Sophie. Film says, Pickle, big hugs and big heart to you.
Ba-ba-dum-bam. Damn, dog. Both of them looking at him. Now is not the time. Three steps ahead. Oh, nobody else loves him.
Whatever. Pickle's like, he doesn't look past 99.
Not a day older than 99. That's
Sophie
good.
says, Travis doesn't look 108. Well, that's good, because that's how old he's going to be. Pickle's like, hiya, Film. How's your week been? Robbie says, Travis ages like Chuck Norris. Film says, Pickle, I'm just taking it easy for today. Pickle says, my best friend's B-Day is today, but I don't live in the same city anymore. Well, hopefully you called the bastard and told him a happy fucking birthday. Ayla's like, I'm only half Hispanic, so I should only know half the language anyways. Walter's like, Kofi, use your moves. There you go. Robbie says, Ayla, what? Like Shakira. And Ayla says, Travis looks about 81, but like the athletic type of senior citizen.
Right. He runs marathons and shit.
Right? Walter's like, boo, Santos won. And Ayla's like, no, Ravi and Pickle says, well, in the same sense, when the Warriors, Cavs, and the Spurs started load management in the NBA, I bet fans were heated.
Oh, it's terrible.
Probably.
But, you know, with, what's his name's ankles, they had to do it.
Harley says,
Steph Curry.
Oh, because he broke them all.
His ankles were terrible.
Oh, jeez. Harley says, I've been to only one live event, and that was WrestleMania 23 when it was at Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan in 07. Sat 10 rows from ringside. Well, that's pretty good seats,
hell
friend.
yeah.
Sophie says, like I said, I don't know about football, so I don't know about the playoffs get scheduled and what happens if a playoff game doesn't happen. Top G says, yeah, I already took off work for Rumble. It just has to be approved, but I don't know if I will go to Taker show or Rumble. Not really worried about hotel because I'm like 3 hours away. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's not a bad.
Ayla says, everyone's birthday is in January and February.
Although you do have to drive home after it.
Right?
That's a long-ass drive after a party.
Hi, buddy.
You'd sleep in your car.
Bud.
Pull over and sleep.
Right.
Although you might not be able to sleep after it anyways.
Right? You might be so jacked up.
Drive for a couple hours, then pull over.
As long as you don't drink, I guess you'd probably be fine. But how fun is that? Are you supposed to drink when you're at those things? Just kidding, I have no idea.
I don't know if I'd want to get in a fight or something.
Sophie says Roman versus Kevin, a rematch from the Rumble like 2 years ago. Because that's the only options.
No, it's not.
To drink or not to drink.
But I'm
fight
gonna be,
to not fight.
I'm going to be loud and obnoxious.
Right.
And I don't care. So those two usually end up not always the best. Sometimes you sit by some great people and they just love it. So everything just goes together.
Yeah. Pico says basically load management is when they bench a healthy player for optimal rest. So when you buy a Hawks versus Lakers game and anticipating LeBron, but he doesn't play due to load management. Yeah, that would probably be pretty irritating. I mean, especially if you're a huge fan of just a player. Robbie says, how did Kofi have a weird body? His pecs are deformed.
Yeah, they rip off the bone, man.
Yeah.
Happened to Scott Steiner, too.
Chris Jericho has the same problem.
Jericho has it. I'm pretty sure I haven't.
Sophie says, I think wrestling has fallen on my birthday a couple of times throughout my life.
Yeah.
I'm sure it has. Ravi says, Ayla, do you wish yours was too? Sophie says, Travis looks 28. Nice.
Bum, ba-dum, bum.
Walter's like, Sami Zayn will get kicked out of Bloodline. I'm right. Pico says that it's time to buy Travis the Rascal with hydraulics and the neon lights. That's right, Picola. Ravi says
10-inch subwoofer.
Travis will outlive King Charles. Ayla's like, no, Ravi, I like having a fall birthday. Sophie says, it sounds like this NFL season is like a football video game. And Ravi says, a fall birthday, Ayla. That's exciting. Film says, sorry I didn't get a chance to stay for you, but I was expecting to see some women that I like, not the ones I don't care for. Ayla's like, I guess it's exciting. So he says, there was a rumor at one point that the WWE was thinking about moving the Rumble to February. Pickle says, Ayla, May and June is my entire family's B-Day months. Film says, but man, I'll tell you what, super excited about the Royal Rumble. Ayla's like, my kids are June and April. At least most of them are pretty spread out.
There's your Liv. She's got a fancy jacket on.
Fancy. A Muppet.
Oh, well, she's working on it, guys. Her promos, she's changing her voice a little bit. So she's working on it. Good for her. Changing the volume and the tone. Hell. Improvement.
With, but good for her.
Good for her.
Still
it was still
bad.
Bad.
Very well,
but hell, we are seeing improvement.
At least she doesn't have that weird baby talk lisp thing that she's had going on for like 5 years.
That's how she usually talks. It's very guttural. So we got a Bray Wyatt match. We got a Roman Reigns match. We get the 2 Rumble matches. Charlotte will probably have a match.
Right. Your cat's like, what you got?
Is there eggs in it?
Yeah. Does he eat eggs?
I don't know. I'm sure he eats anything. He eats cucumbers. Uncle Howdy? Who the hell is Uncle Howdy?
Bobby's like, Pico partying for 2 months straight. Blue says, I have always wanted a Sheamus McIntyre tag team run. I'd love for them to take the belts tonight.
Yeah, me too. I there's just too much storyline stuff going on with the bloodline.
Top G says, yeah, I made sure to take 3 days off in a row anyway, for one for Taker, one for Rumble, and one from recovery. That way I can still go home same night, but don't have to wake up early the next day.
Right.
Where'd he go? I was like, I'm pretty sure D has to. I have to what?
Yeah! Woo!
Pickle says, whoop, whoop, it's Mardi Gras season. Film says Liv, and Robbie says pecs like Kofi. Top G says cry baby Liv on screen, and Pickle says a Royal Rumble month baby. Film's like, I love my Liv, and Sophie says, I wonder how Triple H and Stephanie truly feel about Vince coming back. He couldn't stay away for 6 months. Pickle says an NBA All-Star Weekend next month in Utah. Wow.
What?
They're having it in
Finally?
Utah, huh? Robbie says Liv is a dog rough as one. Ayla says, I like that my kid's birthday is far from Christmas. Ours is June 25th. Perfect spacing. Sophie says the Rumble seems like The Rock's entrance
6 months.
video. Top G says Liv was supposed to be a psycho character, but I guess they dropped that storyline after Ronda. Pico
Pitch
says,
black match.
if you
Mountain
could watch
Dew.
any... Okay, here's a specific question. If you could watch any NBA player retired, passed away in their prime, Travis, who would you see live?
Just to watch him play a game. I mean, Magic Johnson was my favorite player.
If
when I
you
was a
could
kid,
watch any NBA player that's retired
right,
or
or
passed
dead,
away in their prime, who would you see live?
it would be cool to see some of the like Pistol Pete Maravich or something too. But Magic Johnson, Showtime.
Blue Lantern says Jordan, and Top G says Uncle Howdy is Bo. Robbie says
I
Ayla.
watched Jordan live, so it's not as important. Like I went to games when he played Utah like 12 times.
Right?
I've seen Jordan play.
Robbie says, Ayla, you like to eat kids' party candy food at your kid's birthday. Robbie found out your secret, Ayla. Vindicator says Liv still excites more people than Spawn when Spawn is not making surprise returns to defeat a cunt that nobody actually likes. Vin.
Wow, Ben!
Vin, say bad words! He feels very, very, very strongly about that. People's like, I'd probably watch Larry Legend. Film says, what? Uncle Howdy? He backs down Bray Wyatt, so this is mean he might come back as the
So
Fiend?
when you said that, my next question was going to be, can it be against Larry Bird?
Right.
Because I would have loved to seen that Michigan-Indiana game when they were in college. That would have been sick, that national championship stuff. But obviously in the NBA, they're both winning championships. They're both two-time MVPs.
Right.
I think Bird won 3 championships and Magic won 4, but he might have won 3. I can't remember. Maybe Boston just won the 2, but I thought they won 3 for some reason.
Mixed tag team match, huh?
Ooh, couples. That's dumb.
Dentana King is in the chat. Hey, Dentana says, who you think going to win the Men Rumble? Well, considering I don't know who's all in it yet, I couldn't even say.
Right. So obviously there's going to be some surprises, and some of those surprises might surprise us. They might do something different.
Yeah.
And you might get The Rock. If The Rock enters, he'll probably win. But I don't see that happening, and so I'm going to say Cody.
Nice. Film says, I like LA. Yeah. And Robbie says, LA Knight, is he a top new star?
He should be, but he's definitely not new.
Hasn't
The
he?
dude's
He's been around
probably,
forever.
he's got to be in his 40s even, like.
AJ Styles age, maybe? Or
But
a little
he
bit
could
older.
he could be like 37 or something. But he has been in WWE before. Kennedy. What the hell's that broad's name? Emma?
Emma?
Is it Emma? Mm-hmm. I was trying to think of her other word. Tennille Dashwood. That's what I was trying to think of.
No, she's Emma. It was like, do I like to eat at the party? I guess. Odd question. Vindicator says, seems like WWE Best Mic Guy LA Knight won't have a meaningful match at Mania unless he is a surprise entrant in the Rumble.
Yeah, that's
Possibly
not happening.
Ben, but who knows?
He's not going to win the Rumble.
No, but he could be a surprise entrant. Or he could just get a spot in it. They still have time.
Are we talking about LA Knight?
Yes.
LA Knight was probably going to be in the Rumble, like.
Yeah.
And he's definitely going to have a match at Mania. I don't know what's going to be, but...
Sophie says, is that Uncle Howdy or someone else? They both look different. I don't know. Top G says, cross entrance time. Riva says, D. Travis, which people in WWE AEW annoy you? All of them? There's too many to list for me. Sorry, Robbie.
Well,
I'll pass.
I can give you one in each company or something.
Go for it. Hurry.
Women, Liv.
Okay.
Men, Xavier Woods.
Okay. AEW.
AEW, the whole fucking Ross. No, just kidding. I'm trying to think if there's a woman I don't like. I really don't like Jamie Hayter. I know a lot of people like her.
But she annoys you?
And I'm just saying it because she's at the top. I don't like her as champion. How about that?
Okay.
So, yes, I'm going to say Jamie Hayter. But I do not like her. I just don't like her for that reason.
Right.
And then men, it's fuck, who's the worst out of them all?
Didn't annoy
Probably Garcia, but it could be Wheeler Yuta. Those two are tied.
Sophie's or the Dante Martin.
He's grown on me a little bit, but I still.
As long as he stays in a tag team with his brother, it's fine. Sophie says Kobe Bryant. P. Cole says, there you go. Vindicator says, I'm going to say it right now, Travis. Scarlett was dressed better than Zelina tonight.
Scarlett looked like a gym.
Top G says Scarlett looking sinister and sexy tonight.
So,
and Robbie says, yeah, Ayla, but kids' food.
They started the match during a break. So I don't know when it started, so I'm starting the match now. So.
Sophie says this month marks the 3-year anniversary of Kobe and his daughter's death. Ayla says, Vin, my goodness, Vindicator. Her film says Emma will be wrestling. Yeah. Ravi says, has Emma improved? What?
We get to see Scarlett Bordeaux wrestle, guys. There's the tag. It was a terrible
film
tag.
Says, yes. But... Sophie says that NFL player is alive and well. Yep. Pico says Lakers had 5 and Celtics had 3 in the 80s. Top G says this match should have been at Rumble because Scarlett debut. Film says, and you know what that means. Harley says, go ahead.
I still think those Detroit Pistons teams that came on at the end of the 80s team were better than the Showtime Lakers and the Bird and Celtics. They were so fucking good. But anyways, I can almost name you every person on all those teams, and it's just kind of funny because I was a Laker fan. I literally have pictures of me in full Laker gear.
Well, there you go.
Giant Laker fan. So you would have to say I'm not a bandwagon fan, although I haven't liked the Lakers over the past 20 years because I didn't like Kobe, and I definitely don't like the guys that are on the team now.
Harley says, so from what I heard is that they are given...
Her tit fell out, but it's covered because it has tape.
Tie from their game. Oh, Scarlett's?
Yeah, she would have had nipple, but it was covered by the tape.
She probably made sure that it had nippy tape on it.
Yeah.
Pasties. She got the pasties on. Good for her. Smart girl.
Yeah.
Her coochie's sticking out the whole time, though. They haven't really given you any camera angles on that. Oh, there's a little bit.
Yeah, when she was getting pinned earlier. We're getting some... Karrion Kross beating up women now.
Domestic violence.
Jesus Christ. What is he, Dana White? This is terrible. Hey, that's what happened to Dana. Is he getting new ink? Is that all new? Like,
I have no
idea. I don't remember him having anything
him
near like that sleeve before.
Or his tattoos. I have no idea about anything about his stuff.
Well, oh, shit, Scarlett. That's just dangerous, sweetie. That is a big human being she's trying to grab onto.
Right?
You get accidentally hurt.
Yes.
Might pop something.
Harley says,
Charlotte.
So from what I heard is that they are giving the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills a tie from their game. Haven't heard anything like that, Harley.
Whatever they got to do, they got to figure something out. If I was the Bengals, I wouldn't put up with that.
I wouldn't either. Robbie says, what's your favorite song to sing in the shower? People do that.
I don't sing in the shower.
That's weird. I mean, I know people do it, but I don't. So, people's like, tell us, film. Does a Sting point waving arms? Oh, look. He killed Madcap. Nice.
What are they putting on his head?
I don't know. There's stuff that's going on somebody's head.
Yeah.
It was like kids' food pizza. He meant like candy, Ayla. Are you eating all the candy? Blue Lantern says they went to a Pistons Bulls game just to see Jordan, but unfortunately he only scored like 19th at night. We were quite sad.
Oh, that's all right. I had a buddy that ran, like you can Google this or whatever.
Oh, it's a Rey Mysterio mask. 619.
Yeah. You can look it up on the YouTube. But I had a buddy and he ran out on the floor and security was chasing him and everything. And he got Michael's autograph.
So he has a tarot card of Rey Mysterio, a card that says The Imposter on it. That's interesting and weird.
So obviously he's got to run through Rey before Rey wrestles Dom.
Sophie says Scarlet Wrestling. Wow, didn't see that coming. Film says, haha, Piccolo, that's a good one, but no, you're close, you're close. Piccolo says, I sing I'm a Barbie girl when shampooing my luscious hair.
I'm a Barbie girl.
No, that doesn't surprise me at all, Piccolo. That actually fits.
I'm trying to think of the rest of it. I don't remember the song. Something laced in plastic.
Life in plastic is fantastic. Let's see. Ravi says, Ayla, you know, like jelly and ice cream, things like that. Top G says, Cora Jade live biggest crybabies. Sophie says, who would you marry, dismiss, and date? This is for D. Roman, The Rock, and John Cena. All of them. Dismiss them all. Top G says, but would still give them both White Christmas. Ew. It was like, I hate Jell-O. Blue says, Travis, how dare you? It was Michigan State versus Indiana State. Don't give the Wolverines credit for the Spartans' history.
Yes, it was definitely Michigan State. I have a buddy that went to law school there because of that.
That's funny.
Like, that's his favorite team. It's all because Magic Johnson when he was a kid.
Film says it's armpit time. I love him as armpits. Ravi says, Ayla, it's an example what I said. Pico says, annoying, but watchable. That's basically the first hour of Dynamite lately. Yeah. Ayla says, I have never been to a birthday party that had Jell-O. Not saying it doesn't happen. Everyone eats the cake and ice cream. I wouldn't consider that kids only food. Ayla says, what is kids food? Haha, dino nuggies. Sophie says that they have been doing this a lot lately by having the match start during...
Is titties kids food?
Yes, that's definitely kid food. Match starting during a commercial break. Have they? I haven't really noticed it, Sophie. This is the first time I've ever seen that. Piccolo says I haven't had ice cream and cake. Piccolo, what the fuck, man? Robbie's like, yeah, Ayla, something like that. And Piccolo says, maybe since I was 13. Dude, you're missing out on adulthood right now. Ayla's like, in your life, Fat or just never in your adult life. I know, it's sad. He doesn't have it in his adult life. And it's Charlotte! No. Vindicators. Oh, it's not.
It was last week.
Sorry. They're showing last week's stuff. But it was Charlotte.
But Charlotte is going to be here. We are going to see
I'm sure she'll be there for everybody to hate. Pickle says, maybe since I was 13. Blah, blah, blah. Sophie says, Italian football, has that ever never happened? That happens. That happens this last few seasons and stuff, Sophie. It's been happening a lot. Vinegar says, Scarlett seems very proud of her cleavage. LOL. But yeah, she's been a good wrestler for a long time. Should have been doing it in NXT.
It's good to see her on
Pico
TV.
says, and it was during my Super Bowl B-Day party, one of the Cowboys winning it back in 92 or 93.
Good years for the Cowboys.
Top G says, yeah, Scarlett should not wrestle unless she had her NXT gimmick. I mean, she was a supernatural witch type in NXT. Kind of like Isla Dawn. Scarlett wrestling as normally is not good like Sable.
Yeah, they don't care about her.
Philip says, let's go, Emma. Ayla
like,
says,
storyline-wise.
I'm not a fan of ice cream, but I'll eat it if it's chocolate. Rafi says, Vin, if you were a piff woman like her, you would too.
The Queen returns to SmackDown up next.
Sophie says, William Regal can't appear on WWE TV for a full year. Ayla says, Vin is a piff woman. Don't you tell Vin what he is or isn't.
You guys think about this. AEW fans, and they're cult-like, and I know a few of them. I have nothing against them, right? They're cult-like. You know what I'm talking about. They're wackadoodles sometimes. Right. Got mad at WWE because WWE has this clause that if you get released, you can't wrestle there for 90 days. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, they're holding them captive. They're holding them prisoner.
Right.
Regal can't be on TV for a year. Crickets. Crickets. Like, how's that cool? I'm sure they can find a little loophole. They're like, well, it's because he wanted to leave his contract early and they let him. So they held him hostage without him, so he can't work. Well, he can work, but he just can't be on television.
Which is the only place he knows how to do anything, supposedly.
Anyway. Hilarious. But I'm not going after AEW fans. I've never missed an episode of freaking Dynamite, so... Anyways, we are on a commercial break. We do have Charlotte Flair coming out next. Vinny's super excited. We got to see Liv, too. Your two favorite blondes.
Philip's like, wow, the match ended okay. So he says Dynamite got like 150,000 viewers. Ayla says, no, I put candy in goodie bags and the kids take them home or eat it at the party. So he says, I'm guessing we are going to get Karrion versus Rey at the Rumble.
Yes.
Robbie says, Ayla, are you a bargain hunter? Ayla's like, yes, I'm cheap. Sophie says, AEW watchable. Film says, I hope Raquel will be okay.
It's okay to be frugal It's not okay to be cheap. You know the difference? Frugal means that you look for deals. Cheap means you buy cheap shit and then it breaks. Don't buy cheap shit. Buy expensive stuff so it lasts, but just look for deals on it. That's frugal.
Peagle says yes when damn Bucks aren't on the TV. If AEW is watchable. You're funny, Peacola. In certain ways, Sophie, AEW is watchable on some aspects. I guess it just depends on what if you like the wrestling, I guess. Not so much their wrestling, but just
Wrestling in general. Like if you watch guys in the ring moving
if you're
around.
an indie kind of style fan, then you'll probably like AEW a little bit. But if you like the drama, storyline, like cinematic stuff, reality TV feel like fucking WWE is, then you won't really enjoy AEW. I kind of just don't care either way, so. Film says, I hope Raquel will be okay. Pico says, yes, when damn Bucks aren't on the TV. And Film says, worst wrestling attire in 23 for Charlotte Flair, in my honest opinion. Zoe says, is Charlotte a face now? Supposedly.
It kind of looks that way, but
not really.
We'll find out tonight if she's bitchy or not.
Oh, yeah. Robbie says, Travis, do you think Ronda has been lazy and needs up her game?
No. I feel like she's improved.
Pico says, I don't know, has Scarlett ever won a title? I don't know what she's done prior to this or in NXT. I don't think she ever won a title.
Charlotte?
No, Scarlett.
Oh, I don't know. She's not on the main roster, I can tell you that. No, and she didn't in NXT either. But she might have been in a different organization.
Pickle says, Cake is pretty overrated in my opinion. And Sophie says, Sasha Banks, there have been conflicting reports about her after her debut in New Japan. Pickle says, I think I'd rather go pie a la mode. Kayla says, oh man, Fat Lisa, I make some great cake. You just need a good recipe. Pickle's like, I'm a wackadoodle for my chemistry molecule punk. And Ayla says, Jordan hates cake too, but I make him eat it when I bake it. Top G says, Scarlett and Shotzi has had some sexy matches on indies. Vindicator says, not watching a second of Spawn running the wallet hole that Andrade slobbers all over.
Look at them in the back. The Brawling Brutes. Drew McIntyre in a pub.
Sophie says, did you hear about the new rule that was announced this week that promotions can't have out clauses in employees' contracts? No. Pico says, but the rest of AEW, except for a handful of people, can kick rocks. Ayla says, Russian honey cake. I love making that so good. And Rabbit says, Charlotte, Android Flair looks like a machine. How has Ronda improved?
Just her mic work and her in-ring work. She's actually doing moves, and she's getting the crowd involved. I really like that. I enjoy that. So every time last week when she had Rack Rod in trouble, she would like get on her shoulders and she would work the crowd before she would finish her move. Mm-hmm. I like that. That's old school wrestling.
Bringing back some of the weird stuff.
A lot of these wrestlers don't even pay, like they don't care that there's even fans. They're just trying to get through their set so they can move forward.
Why are they beating on each other? Are they that mad?
Guys do this. I got in a fight at a bar like this once.
It's weird. I was like, D, have you ever eaten a sausage roll? Are you being disgusting? It's gross, dude.
Yeah, no joke. We were talking about hockey. What's that sport called? Rugby. And we were both being really nice to each other, but we were just getting more and more physical.
That's funny.
And my uncle was his coach.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's funny.
And so he was telling me how much he liked my uncle.
Oh.
And we just kept getting closer and closer. Finally, I just bombed on him.
Oh, God.
Yeah, well, he kind of pushed me a little bit. So
oh, that bastard.
I punched him. It started a huge bar fight. That was the funnest fight I've ever been in my life. Ended up behind the bar, getting shit thrown at me. Jumped over it, punched a dude in the face, punched the bouncer. Got in a lot of trouble. Although we didn't go to jail. We escaped, but... That's when I punched Roscoe.
Oh, God.
Roscoe was
the guy that you lifted with at the gym? Oh, fuck.
Yeah. punched him right in the face, blackened both of his eyes.
Oh my god.
This dude would have literally just grabbed
Snapped
me
you in half.
and just smashed me on the ground. That'd have been like freaking one of Michael Vick's dogs.
Right? That's mean to say, but yeah.
It's true. I remember he put his hands on the door frame like that and just stood there, and I couldn't move him to get back into the fight. So I went right under his legs.
Oh.
I just shot, and he turned, and he chased me, and there was a karaoke stage, and I
Lord.
ran off of it. You just got to picture Superman punch.
Oh, yeah.
Boom, because I saw the hockey kid, or the rugby kid,
guy.
and I mean, it was coming, and Roscoe's face. Blast! And I was like...
How'd that feel when you went to the gym?
I seen him the next night first.
Oh,
over
shit.
at the office bar across the street.
Was he working the bouncer too, or was
No,
he just in there?
he's just there.
Oh, God.
He's like, dude, come here.
He's like, you gotta...
I can't tell you what I said to him because, I mean...
Yeah, I know. I know what you're
I don't know
saying.
how things are nowadays, but back
know.
then it wasn't a big deal.
deal.
But
I know. For anybody wondering, his name's Roscoe.
yeah,
So his skin color is...
he's a big brother.
And he's a big guy.
Yeah, I used to lift with him.
Like a
I still
huge
know
guy.
the guy. But I blackened both of his eyes.
And he's like a tall guy too.
Oh,
Wasn't he like
he-
6'6" or something?
He was like a national champion
That's right.
boxer.
That's right.
He was a Gold Glove champion when in like the 80s. Like this guy's like not only that, but he's like 10, 20 years older than me.
Right?
Good thing he had a good temperament.
Right. Pickle is like, what's the punchline, Sophie? I'm waiting, and Dunkel is in the chat. Hey, Dunkel says, hey guys, hello. Sophie says, with Money in the Bank in July, I wonder where they're going to put
Woo!
Return of the King and ring.
She got like the
pay-per-view.
Cruella DeVille look
Oh,
still.
look, she's got her thingy on this time.
Payback's bitch. Just as Rhonda, she knows.
She's got her robe on this time.
Yeah.
Looks like she might have her old gear back on.
It looks like that purple outfit she's worn before underneath.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
With the pink lining.
Yep. Ayla says, wasn't the best punchline, but okay, maybe you would have to be there. So he's like, I like storylines. Pico's like, yep, wrestling psychology is my deal breaker. Robbie says, sausage rolls are big in the UK. It was like, Robbie, you need manners in films like Charlotte Flair's new entrance, okay? It was like, how big? Pickle says, if you do a devastating move and they won't sell it, I mean, what's the point?
Yeah, right? Like Shawn Michaels, when Randy Orton did the kick on him.
And he pretended it didn't work.
He popped up like it's a legend killer kick, and he was standing in the corner.
Yeah, that guy's a loser.
I don't like Shawn Michaels.
And that's why I hate him too, because he's a loser face. Robbie's like, Cola, you be picking up your pension before you get the punchline. Film said, let's go, Armpit Queen, love you. Pico's like, Hulk smash. Robbie's like, you and your filthy gutter mind. Pico's like, ouch, too soon, Travis. It was like, Robbie, it's not me, my dude, it's all you. Pico's like, I think in Louisiana they call sausage rolls colaches. Blue says, well, I understand saying AEW fans are cult-like. I'd argue that people who hate AEW but
She's
like
not
WWE
complacent.
are far more cult-like because that makes no sense. I don't think she's being a baby face, guys.
No, she's being bold. Oh!
She's being Charlotte.
Sonya coming out. That's cool.
It says, we just call them a penis in Idaho. Guess we're not creative. Ew. Sophie says, imagine AEW going head-to-head with SmackDown or Raw. Film says Charlotte's armpit smells like money and championship. Robbie says, Charlotte Flair with some weird-ass music. Sophie says, what are you eating tonight, D? I am eating ramen and hard-boiled eggs.
Sonya Deville looking like a dime.
Pickle says, Eli,
But she's dressed to wrestle. What do you want to bet they have a match?
Right.
They're both dressed to wrestle.
Kayla's laughing. Robbie's message Dr. Blue's like, the Young Bucks are way better than Pickle at everything in life. Oh, God. Pickle's like, let me get 3 penis. Hold the huevos. So, happy 40th birthday, Travis.
Woo!
He's going to be 108. Kayla's laughing. Stop. Robbie's like, Sophie D is eating liver and onions. Robert Warney in the chat. Hey, Robert, good to see you tonight. How's it going, friend? Robbie says, Ayla, you need help. The way you think. Sophie says, with Vince back on the board, all the people Triple H brought back since Vin retired must be getting worried. Film says, never mess with the armpit queen. And Pico is laughing. And Sophie says, I feel bad for these AEW Battle of the Belt shows. AEW doesn't hype them. Yeah, considering that we learned about it from you guys, that's pretty sad.
Yeah, not once.
Not that you guys told us. That's awesome and great that you guys knew and told us. But the fact that they didn't advertise it enough for us to pay attention and see it is sad.
They think you're a trick. Nothing wrong with Sonya's pants. They're like rubber.
So she's sticking up for Ronda. That's funny shit.
Title match right now. She's a babyface, so she's going to. If she was a heel, she'd say no. And she'd leave. That's what heels do.
You should do it. I hope she says no. Oh, damn it.
A trick. It's going to be official. There is a referee. Is it going to be made official? There's the bell. So there is a bell.
Like, Picola, there she is, my precious queen, my second crush. Walter's like, boo, Sonya, woo, Charlotte Flair. Sophie says, when did this become story time with wrestling, Gab? Always. Robbie says, shut the hell up, Android. Flair, do your talking in a match. Walter's like, Cross and Scarlett won. Boo.
Boo. Oh, you wanted to nail that, or whatever her name is. Emma to win?
Mm-hmm. Robert says, hey, it's going great. I'm eating chili right now. It's so good. Fantastic. Is it with or without beans?
It's a fair question, but nobody eats chili without beans.
Yes, they do. In Texas, they do it a lot.
That's just called ground
Chili.
beef and soup.
It's still called chili.
I know, it's weird.
Blue
Even
says,
though that's what chili is.
people who hate one wrestling company but like another wrestling company are tribalistic cult members. And they probably vote for Brandon. He says Joe Biden. Robbie says, D, where is the sound effects tonight? I don't know. Travis confiscated them for himself.
I didn't confiscate.
And my hands are busy
I'll put a
trying to
table
feed
here.
myself with my food that I've been trying to eat for like the last hour. Walter says, okay, bye, guys. See you Monday for Raw. Bye, Walter. Have a fantastic weekend. You enjoy that Rampage and Battle of the Belts later on, my friend. Beagle says, seriously, no one promotes AEW until it just pops up randomly. It was like night. Walter in film says, oh, gosh, Sonya, don't be like Liv. Don't wear the Liv Morgan wannabe attire with the long sleeves. It's happening.
It already happened.
Robbie's like, film, you would struggle if you lived in Saudi Arabia. Picole's like, no, not tonight. I'm involved in this cooking show. What is the cooking show, Piccola? You told us, and then you didn't explain. I gotta know. Robbie's like, Android getting cooked up. Robert Warney messaged her checked in. Piccola's like, chili weather. I remember a good green chili recipe. Nice. Robert says, I'm eating chili with beans and is making me feel oozy.
Feeling oozy.
Feeling some oozy. It's very tootable. That's gross, Travis.
It's very quiet, so I can play any of these.
Yeah, because he doesn't talk until I'm saying the chat stuff. And then he decides to.
Well, I talk when there's things to
even
talk
during
about.
the commercials sometimes.
You have to have a conversation starter.
Just trying to catch up on the chat, which I finally did. Got to eat the rest of my cold food.
Eat it. Anyways, we do have a match going on. It is Sonya Deville and Charlotte Flair.
It's not back from what you call it?
Yeah.
Commercial.
For you.
Just because you like to cheat.
Isn't cheating.
It's totally cheating.
So I think Charlotte has lost a lot more weight when she was here last time, and so her stomach's like soft or saggy. Almost like she had a baby.
Oh, that's weird. Film says, let's go Charlotte Flair. Sophie says, when AEW first announced these Battle of the Belt shows, AEW Cult thought it would be like a major show, minor pay-per-view. Film says, woo!
Yeah, the only problem with that is they don't put any good matches on them.
Right. Robbie says that, oh yeah, sounds like Ferris Bueller's Day Off theme music.
Right.
Maybe it is.
When they steal the Ferrari.
Holding that bowl for that long made my wrist hurt.
Yeah, it will.
I held it like that for like an hour. Dunkel says, love Big Daddy Sonia. Sophie says, I thought WWE fans were bad, but the AEW fans take their love of their company to the next level.
Yeah, this tribalism stuff is definitely very weird.
Robbie's like, that film is jokes. Oh, be nice, Robbie. Nothing wrong with liking Charlotte. A lot of people like Charlotte.
I like Charlotte.
Just because you don't and Vindicator doesn't mean that other people don't like her.
She's headed into deep water.
Yeah, deep the waters of stuff.
There's a
Dunkel
kip
wants
up.
Sonya to win the Rumble.
That'd be cool. I'm okay with Sonya.
Robbie says, I'm talking about the movie. What movie?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, you're talking about films. Oh, as in like movies, not like film in the chat. I see. Ferris Bueller is kind of funny. Film says, let's go Charlotte Flair. I think she's going. She's doing
kicking
it.
some ass. Hit her with natural selection and just end this bitch.
Can she do that? Just kidding. Sophie's like, I had Wendy's chicken McNuggets for dinner tonight. You know what, Sophie? I have never had Wendy's chicken nuggets. Never had them. Never had Wendy's chicken nuggies. So I couldn't tell you anything about them.
Yeah, the trick is barbecue sauce.
If it tastes gross, just put barbecue sauce on it. That'll make it no.
That's the trick. Any meat.
Piccolo says, okay, I had to grab this coffee ice cream. Oh, yeah? Getting the coffee ice cream out, huh?
I kind of want some more, what is it, pork lymph nodes. That show's pretty good.
Chorizo?
Yeah, the lymph nodes.
You didn't even like it at first.
Well, first time it was burned,
Well,
so
of
it's
course
stuck in
it
my
was.
mouth.
Sophie says, what are you guys going to do this weekend?
What is this weekend? I'm going to try to watch the Tank Davis fight tomorrow,
Oh, yeah, that's happening.
but
Otherwise, there aren't any plans.
that's it. Sonya Deville taps
Oh, no,
out.
she tapped out.
Just
How
under
dare
7
she.
minutes. Making short work of Sonya.
Film's like, woo, she did it. Yay. Dunkel says, Sonya, sell that spear. Yeah. What are you doing this weekend, Sophie? Looking better than ever.
You know, her mouth's bleeding.
Again?
Yeah, she bleeds a lot.
She does bleed a lot. Like, her mouth always bleeds. It's really weird. Robbie, Sonya, what a pussy tapping out.
It looks
Yeah.
like she's getting over as a babyface today. The crowd likes her.
Well, I think it's because she's kind of mean, too. So I think that's why.
Well, she's not complacent.
Yeah, she's not like a weird baby
Oh,
face. She's
more
like
Cody.
Randy Orton baby face. Like, you know what I mean? Like I said, that if she plays that, if she's Charlotte, then it's fine.
Cody and Charlotte should have a baby.
Ew. Why?
It doesn't have to be like, they don't have to get married. He could just donate it in a cup. And she could donate it in a cup, and they could put it in somebody else. Somebody else could have
See
it.
if it makes a fabulous wrestler.
Right? They kind of look the same. They have the same builds.
Kind of.
That small torso, long limbs.
Yeah.
They're second-generation wrestlers.
Rob is like, Sophie is Googling wrestling news this weekend. Pico says, Robbie, I took that sentence out of context.
Then she can have one with Randy Orton because he's a third-generation wrestler. And then she could donate other sperm to...
You mean she could donate an egg?
Egg, yeah. She could donate it.
Lady sperm. My God.
To Bray Wyatt.
Female sperm. Dunkel says, no, Charlotte is pretending to be baby face.
Yeah, she lying. And like Sonya said, none of those hillbillies understand it. They just think that that's the new Charlotte. She lying. She gonna be a heel within the next year and a half.
Yeah, Phil says, yo, this video package is giving me goosebumps. Let's go, Cody Rhodes.
Can't wait.
Robbie says, hello, I did when I typed it, Cola.
It's gonna be the second biggest unkept secret when he comes back and wins the Rumble ever. The first one is Sasha Banks coming back to New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's got to be the worst secret ever kept. Ever.
Right. Sophie says people do like both companies, but there are people that love one over the other. I'm pretty neutral with all of it. So.
I like one company better than the other at a certain thing. AEW's pay-per-views go way faster, even though they're 5 hours long. So I'd way rather watch an AEW pay-per-view than a WWE pay-per-view. Although the last couple WWE pay-per-views have been good. So, because Triple H books the same. The problem is with Triple H running WWE and AEW being they're the same. Where it used to be they were different, and now they're basically the same show because you got Triple H putting little guys in there all the time, just like Tony Khan does. Is this real? Is this happening?
I have no idea.
It's Ricochet. I thought it was Cody.
Oh.
It was all red, white, and blue.
Pola says, artificially inseminate. What's her nuts? Sable. Sophie says, there are fair weather wrestling fans out there. And Pico says, or possibly someone Simone. Wow, what a family tree that kid would have. Sophie's like, I like watching cooking shows sometimes. Well, Pico says he's watching a new cooking show, but he sure hasn't told me what it's about yet, and I'm very irritated by it.
See, and Ricochet's like the Dante Martin of AEW, so he's starting to get to be that annoying guy.
Yeah.
Or it used to be Xavier Woods, but Woods isn't there anymore.
Pickle says the joke is pussy tapping. Sure, Sonya goes for the carpet. Moving on. Sophie says the show is going by fast. Philip says, here comes your boy Ricochet. Sophie says, I'm not doing anything this weekend like usual. Sophie, you got to get out there and find something to do. Walk the dog.
Top dollar.
Robbie says Sable used to look Chris back in the day.
Yeah, she was smoking.
Piff? I don't know what you're talking about. Chris? What the fuck is that, dude?
I think I have her Playboy downstairs.
Oh, did you not get rid of that one?
What would I get rid of?
I don't know. You got rid of like some of them.
I don't get rid of my wrestling stuff.
I thought you got rid of some of them.
I'm pretty sure it's downstairs somewhere.
Oh.
I got Sable. I got Tori Wilson. I could put it up here, I guess. I didn't think about it.
They aren't naked.
Well, they're naked on the inside.
Yeah, but they're not naked on the outside.
Right.
We could always get a frame for them and just put them inside of a frame.
That's true.
Pukul says Piff. I mean, the whole magazine, by the way.
Yeah.
Sophie says the garbage men finally came today. They were supposed to come yesterday, but they came this afternoon.
That's how it was here.
Garbage pails back to the driveway after I brought it back. This is terrible. So bad. This is the awfulest thing ever. Travis forgot that the garbage was supposed to go out, so we had to do it this morning. And then he didn't go get the garbage cans, so I brought them in when I got home. And then I was late. It's Travis's fault. See? Pico's like, Maria? And Robbie's like, Scarlett looked Chris tonight. I don't know what the fuck you're saying, but it sounds stupid. I'm not going to say any of your comments anymore if you say stupid shit, Robbie. Sophie says, did you hear that Chris Jericho donated a lot of money to that football guy?
10 grand to his charity.
Ayla says, it'll be normal next week with garbage.
Yeah, so does that mean they work on Sunday? So they can start Monday again?
I don't know how it works.
Or does somebody just get skipped?
I don't know.
Oh, well, I guess maybe they don't have Saturday garbage days. So they'll work Saturday for Friday peep.
Maybe.
And then Sunday they'll have off.
Philip says a very good smack that I will give it that. Robbie says, did you hear there is fake news on the internet, Sophie?
No.
Oh my God,
It
what?
can't be.
Robbie, stop it. Don't say such lies. We all know that everything on the internet is so true.
That sounds like a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, that's a conspiracy theory that stuff on the internet isn't true. You're such a liar.
Kennedy shot first.
He totally had to have. Sophie's like, but with AEW, don't you have to pay a lot of money for their pay-per-views, though, with AEW having 18 matches?
They're $50 a show, so $200 a year. But if they're going to do that New Japan stuff again, then it's $5, so it's $250.
Yeah. So in all reality, not that bad, considering most of... Like, if you go to look at how much a pay-per-view for WWE costs, if you don't want to, like, try to get it for free or for $10, they're, like, 60 to, like, 80, depending. And
Plus,
that's
you
all
could
going
watch,
up, which is nice.
what's that show you just finished watching? Modern Family?
Yeah.
You could watch Modern Family. I think the Munsters are on there.
Pico says all conspiracies are half-truths. Most of them.
So you think Kennedy shot first?
Half of it. He shot. His brain's all over the place.
Oh, but I can't say Joe Ming.
No. So they just got set back with the holiday. You can Google garbage in our country. It'll tell you. That's nice. Or in our county. Oh, that's really sweet, Ayla.
Lacey Evans beating broads up.
Robbie says, yeah, Dee, I should stop with rumors. You know what? Maybe there's a day during the week that they just don't pick up garbage.
That's what I said. Saturday.
No, I meant like from Monday through Friday. Maybe. There's a day, Monday through Friday, that they don't pick up garbage, like from residential places. And so it doesn't matter if they have a missing day because they would just get it all done through the week.
I hit my head on that windowsill yesterday or day before or whatever, and it still hurts. Top dollar! Who's going to win this, guys? Top dollar or Ricochet. The winner goes on to the Royal Rumble, and the loser goes on to the Royal Rumble. My guess. I still think we're going to...
These dumb fucks. Oh
against Ricochet. I
they're
could turn this off and be a better person.
Trying to make this fucking relevant.
He has lost like 90 pounds.
I don't care. He's still not relevant.
It's pretty relevant to me.
Is it?
That's pretty impressive. 90 pounds is a lot.
I don't care.
It's more than I've lost. I've only lost 80. Well, 80 something.
Ouch. Is that from your heaviest that you've ever been?
Yeah.
Do you count if you've gained it and then lost it again? Did you count those?
No. I just count the original and then what I am.
I think you should count all of it.
Just keep adding it back up and down. I've lost over 200 pounds.
I think that sounds a lot better.
Gain 10 pounds a month and lose it 2 weeks. Every month. 8 months, I'm down 100 pounds. What do you mean you're down 100 pounds? You look exactly the same. Well, I weigh the same. Then how are you down? Because I added up. Every time I gain 9 pounds, I lose 8. Boom. Top dollar. 1, 2, and almost had him for the 3 count.
I was like, yeah, Dee, I should stop with rumors. Probably. Sophie's like, I did Google a lot about the garbage. It gave me different answers. And Robbie says, Ayla, don't fall into the garbage. And Film says, here she comes with another video package. Lacey, yep. Ayla says, we like in Spud County, Potato, Idaho. We live in Spud County, Potato, Idaho, if y'all were wondering. Pickle says, I want to know which wrestler is going to crash and burn next with their outspoken, unwarranted thoughts. They have those?
Who cares?
Sophie's like, not surprising that Travis kept Playboys. No.
It is Tori Wilson and freaking Sable. And I had the other one also, her first one, and I lost it. It probably got burned up in the fire. Because I have no idea what happened. I mean, I'm sure it's not hard to find, but But I have Tori Wilson's second Playboy here. And then the
People's
one
like
with
Spud.
Sable.
Love it.
Or is it the one with Sable and Tori? Maybe I don't have Sable's original. I might not have Sable's original either.
Film says, Lacey, I miss you and I love you. Peacock says, I got Hustlers, Sophie, because I'm into classy brats. Film says,
Ew.
boo,
They
hit
show
row, boo.
other things in that one. I'm not a huge fan. I mean, I'm a fan of that, but I'm not a
Vindicator
huge fan.
says, message retracted.
Ricochet.
Dear mate, top dollar. That's all you, buddy. You're the
Top
one that likes
dollar
that stuff.
lost, and now he's going to have to just be in the Rumble later.
Oh, bummer.
But now we know Ricochet is going to be in there. Hopefully he gets thrown out first.
Vindicator says, message retracted. Or says, dear mate, top dollar, Alyssa. So it's Tuesday through Friday. Just, I don't fucking know. I'm just saying maybe they have a day that they don't work during the week. Maybe they don't do Mondays. Maybe they just do businesses on Mondays. Fuck if I know. I don't work for the fucking city. I ain't what's his face off of Dazed and Confused.
Would have been.
Yeah, that guy. Bobby says shit row who? My gosh.
His name's Wooderson.
Wooderson, yeah, that guy. Sophie says unless the holiday lands on a garbage day. Vindicator's like, Travis, how many dang times are they going to keep repackaging your girl Lacey Boot Camp Evans?
Well, she's an idiot. But
Yeah.
look at this. Look from behind him.
Ew. What the fucking
No,
dumb
it's not what
shit
you
is
think
that?
it is. Ka-cha!
Nice.
Right to the face.
Of course.
In the face!
Like, you think we're friends? You think we're friends?
You think you're better than me?
It was like, never mind, I didn't see Monday on the map. Pickle's like, if you didn't notice, do other countries outside of the U.S. pay money for OnlyFans and crap like that?
I don't know.
People
There's a
that
lot
don't
of
live
perverts in
outside of the
America.
US. Somebody says Modern Family is on Hulu and Peacock. Vindicator says, I want $1 for every pound that AJ Francis lost. That's tippy top dollar real ID for those who don't know or care.
Right.
Feels like classy dumpster fires. Nice. Sophie says it's weird the recycling bin didn't come last week, and this week the garbage bin almost didn't come the whole week. Pickle says, wait.
Mine
You
come
tried
every other
something
week.
like
Do your
that? Are you being
recyclers come every other
condescending,
week?
Sophie? Every other week. Yeah, our recycling comes every other week.
So Braun Strowman's coming down.
I guess he's going to have to go after the guy who lost some pounds.
Bottom dollar? Top dollar?
Yeah, that guy, I guess. I don't know. It's stupid.
I like bottom dollar. But not because he's bad. Just bottom dollar. Bet your bottom dollar.
He's like, no. But here's like, so Ricochet defeated Heavy Ricochet. It's hilariously predictable. Ravi says Top Dollar has an ironic name for someone who is low budget. Illa says, I sent Travis a picture of the map. Delete that. I could have sworn you were a city employee. I really fucking hate. Sophie says that's the hill turn of Hit Row.
That's funny because I used to live in Mondays and Thursdays. Never lived anywhere else.
Pickle says it doesn't matter.
Boom.
Interesting.
I got that and I thought it was your mom because it's both A's. And I'm like, she just texts me. Why does she keep texting me? Hey, that ID and I am.
Oh, it was Danny. Oh, well, Danny, you're supposed to say at least something so I know who it is, you jerk.
You're not supposed to say his name. He probably wants to be not upset.
Well, don't show me those things and then expect me not to open my mouth. It's Danny. It's Danny. I get excited.
He finally.
Glad he finally was able to figure out chatting. Poor guy. Let's see. Sophie says, how did you like Modern Family, D? It was good up until about the 8th season, and then the rest of it was kind of dumb. But I finished it this time. I finished a freaking series. I think it's the only other one I finished besides Parks and Rec, The Office, Buffy, which I've watched Buffy multiple times.
I haven't seen Buffy
We better
yet.
watch Buffy, I guess. Better do
I was
it.
watching it the other day, just because.
Let's see. Dunkel says Ricochet and Osprey face off in the Rumble. Probably have a little Osprey in there. Pickle says Ayla, LOL, you know my weakness. Classy dumpster fires. Films like recycling happens either on a Wednesday or Thursday, then it goes out on where I'm at. Nice. Ayla says, you have mentioned it before. And Ravi says, do you really love wrestling these days? You get deep into it, especially with passionate rants. Ayla says, Vin is afraid of trees. I know you guys well. Dunkel says Sasha's copyright on Mella's money. Like when Sasha is calling herself Mercedes is more Monet.
It's Monet.
Sophie says, remember Playgirl? I think it probably still
Mike
exists.
Honcho. I spread my butthole apart.
Is that your sister?
Yeah. Mike Honcho.
Naxos, knock it off. Be a good boy.
I didn't tell you because I spread my butthole apart. Talladega Night.
Oh.
He's
Gross.
Mike Honcho.
That's nasty. Naxos, knock it off.
I told her I was going to be on the air till 8, so she probably hurried.
Oh.
So you don't have to talk to me. I'm just teasing.
I think you're being serious.
So serial.
Serious. So serious right now. You're like so serious.
Why is there so many commercials?
Vindicator says slobbering Strowman is 1-2 guys who can make Dalla feel skinny. The other big Omaha, being Omaha. I'm glad he's gone. Yeah, we haven't seen him for a while, huh? Film says, I love Miss Sasha. I'm going to miss her. WWE in her armpits. Justin says, is the Drew McIntyre Sheamus versus the Usos match almost going to start? Yes, it's almost going to start. It is the main event, and it's almost time for that. Ayla says, no, Sophie, was that your monthly subscription? Sophie's like, my garbage pickup days are Monday and Thursdays unless it lands on a major holiday like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Day. Then they come the following day. Vindicator says, Ayla,
yes,
you are afraid of opening yourself up to people in public. See, I have a crystal ball that tells me everything, too. People's like, I have to find another good show I can get lost into. Riley says, Potom Dalla, LOL should be on a shirt. It was like, Vin, I'm afraid of everything. Sophie says, no, my recycling come every week. Weird. Vindicator says, Ayla, are you more afraid of Delitha or Travis? Sophie says, but my recycling only comes once a week. And Picola says, oh no, Leopold's freaking out. Yeah, the dog was barking, so we wanted to see what he was barking about.
So Braun's friends with Ricochet. Now there's that tag team stuff there. But Braun still has a match with Gunther coming up at Royal Rumble.
Please.
Or are they going to just do it on a Friday?
I don't need a crystal ball. Then I have Delitha who knows all. Probably it's like, oh, poor guy, LOD. And Ayla's like, Delitha, Travis is a big baby.
Next week. It is next week. They're going to do the Intercontinental Championship match next week.
Rob was like, what was the spinoff to Buffy? Angel.
What was that called? Yeah, Angel. I didn't know.
I watched that one too. Vindicator says, I've only seen that series once, and it was pretty good. But I've only seen it like
you
one
probably
time
don't remember it. Like if you watched it now, you'd be like,
I don't remember that part. Or I mean, I'd remember most of it, but I'd be like, oh, I don't really remember that. So. Vindicator says, understandable. Only people I'm afraid of from around there is Leopold because he's a cat, and cats are so unpredictable.
He's very unpredictable. He's an asshole.
I don't know. Sometimes he's pretty
you wanted to see me, Tribal Chief? Sounds like our conversations.
That's it.
You wanted to see me, Tribal Chief?
Yeah. You want to be me? You want to You want to be the head of the table? Sorry.
Sami Zayn. He's not being an alpha male right now.
Sophie says, did you watch the entire series of Modern Family? I sure did. Watched the
Yeah.
whole thing. All 11 seasons. Robbie says, how did this chat end up talking trash? I don't know. People's like Angel
Literally
Robbie.
talking trash?
Yes, literally. So it was like, wow, congrats on finishing Modern Family. It must have been a chore to watch all 12 seasons. Oh, yeah, I guess there's 12. No, I just watched it during my lunch.
It got tough there at the end.
The last few seasons were like, ugh. It was like, Lupa will fuck you up too. He bites hard. I know he's such an asshole. I think that's from McKenna being all mean to him when she comes.
He's literally the first cat that hasn't torn me up. I have no marks.
Yeah, I know. He's your cat. I get it.
When I was a kid, my cats used to rip me to pieces.
I know. He's all yours. You're his human. We all know.
As he's sleeping on your lap.
It's just because you have something on yours. If you didn't, he'd probably be over there.
Oh, Roman's going to apologize to him.
Be like, no, tribal chief, no.
I'm sorry, Sammy. I think he's going to boot him or something.
He should just keep his mouth shut. But he's going to say something stupid.
Right.
So he says with some shows it takes me a long time to binge watch it from the first season to the final. And Pickle says, so being nerdy. Going to bring this up. Ooh, Pickle is going to be nerdy. Robbie says, oh, cola. Vin says, tell Leopold no crying during the chat stream. Film says, hey guys, good news. I followed you guys on Instagram.
Nice.
Ooh, what's he going to do?
Live on SmackDown next week. One-on-one. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens.
Versus?
Ooh.
Oh, goody gumdrops.
Can I have the Usos at ringside?
Right. It says, I like that he likes the claw. The only other cat that would play with me like that was Karen, but he's too old now. Yeah. That's something I kind of started with him too, and kind of continued it actually. Travis does it a little bit with him too. We did it with our dogs. He just kind of got raised the same way. Pickle says something called a chaotic chart, where whatever fandom you watch, be it Harry Potter, Marvel, DC, Walking Dead, etc., they will give a character based on their values and being, let's say, hell or face a chaotic personality.
What is that? Like a game?
He's bringing up something called a chaotic chart, where whatever fandom you watch, be it Harry Potter, Marvel, DC, Walking Dead, etc., they will give a character based on their values and being, let's say, hell or face a chaotic personality. Huh. So I'll show you the chart. He sent it on Instagram, and then maybe we can discuss this parallel with wrestling superstars.
Huh, that sounds cool. How much time's left?
5 minutes.
Not long. 20 minutes-ish. A little less than 20.
Right.
They haven't even came all the way out yet. Uso Penitentiary.
537
They don't mess around with how
days.
white Sheamus is, do they?
With how much of what?
How white he is.
Oh yeah, they don't fuck around. They just make him white.
Look,
as
they
heck
just
now. They just
shine light
enhance
down
it.
on him.
They're like, let's enhance your whiteness. People make fun of it all the time.
See it?
Yes, I've seen it before when they've brought him
He's
down.
almost blue. And then Drew McIntyre.
Dunkel says more Roman and Sammy
with Angela
going on. Yeah. Sophie says, I sometimes have an idea on what show I want to watch. Film says, oh, Sammy, LOL. So it says, why do Braun versus Gunter on a random SmackDown instead of at the Rumble? Because they're going to have a fight and then they're going to
There's
going to
be too many
titles.
matches as it is. And so they're going to leave those titles, U.S., Intercontinental, off again. Would be my guess.
Sophie says Frasier is also on Peacock along with King of Queens. Oh, yeah, I watched Frasier, too. Pickle's like, it's based on D&D. Oh, the chart and stuff. Oh, that's pretty cool. Bobby says, D, has the cat done any bad of late? Yes. He literally tried to tear apart a whole box of tissues. Face tissues. Kleenexes, whatever you want to call them. Dunkel says, Usos are going to say, where is Sammy, and more cracks in Bloodline, but it's a misunderstanding unless Roman says he kept Sammy back there with him. Vindicator's like, all right, guys, I'm going to study my note and prepare myself for Battle of the Belts. See you guys in a few days for Raw Meet. Bye.
Woo! Should be a good one.
Bye, Vin. Have
See
a
you, Vin.
great weekend. You take care out there. Thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. Sophie says, King of Queens and everybody loves Raymond, and also part of Paramount Plus Peacock. What will be next show to watch from beginning to end? Right now we're watching Miracle Workers.
I'm glad that you remember the name of it. There's no way I would have remembered that. But it's pretty funny. We've watched season 1 already. They're short.
Yeah, they're like 20 minutes. Robbie says, LOD brutal on Sheamus.
I mean, and there's not very many episodes.
No. Film says, thanks for calling me back. I really appreciate it. Yep. Following you back for sure. Sophie says, I'm a Marvel nerd as well as a DC nerd. And also I love Harry Potter. Bryce Pitts is in the chat. Hey, Bryce, good to see you in here tonight. Says, hey, everybody, sorry I'm a little late. How's everyone doing? Hello, Dee and Travis. Great,
Doing
Bryce.
fantastic.
Glad you could make it for just a little bit tonight. Appreciate that. How you been doing? How were your holidays and stuff? Robbie says, if Shamey was skinny, he would look like a drunk alcoholic. Gross. People says, oh, yeah, the TBS show. Sophie says, Walking Dead, never understand why it is a big deal.
I kind of wanted to watch it, and then they just did like 10 years of it or something, and I'm like, oh, that's too much. But I kind of wanted to watch it when it first came out, because I love zombie movies, and I figured, hey, it's a zombie movie that doesn't end, but then it looked like it got pretty weird.
Right? All that good stuff.
Like, people were faking being zombies and shit, like it worked, and other zombies could think.
That's actually kind of funny. It is kind of funny, though, in a way.
I mean, I did see that in The Mummy, 2?
Yeah.
Or The Mummy 1. It's The Mummy 1. No, it's Mummy 2.
The Mummy 1?
Maybe it's...
Where they
It's
do what?
1. When the guy that's on that Spartacus show. You've seen The Mummy.
Mm-hmm.
Spartacus show. You know who I'm talking about.
I
Yeah.
think so.
He's the brother in The Mummy.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He says cunt and cock every word in
That's
Spartacus.
right. I forgot he was in Spartacus. How funny is that?
Yeah. Anyways, he comes walking out there. All those zombies are after him, and he's like, "Oh!" They all just are going with him. He fakes it. He's like, "Oh." It's also in Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun, I know, right? Shaun of the Dead.
And if you're a zombie and you can't think, then you are what? Just using some part of your brain, because you have to eat. Like, they're moving, they're killing people, so they have to think a little bit. But what part of the brain are they using so they can kill people?
Right.
I feel like the zombie thing is just a weird phenomenon. It's all biblical. When the dead shall inherit the earth. Zombies!
Zombies!
It means when you die, you get your own world
That's
to
kinda
be god
weird.
of.
Interesting.
The dead shall inherit the earth.
Right.
Then you can play it any way you want. Be your own god. You're like, kill.
So it was like that chaotic chart sounds like a lot of work. Dunkel says, Travis, who would you rather get blown off by? Ew, gross, dude.
What? Like blown off as in like ignored?
What do you mean by that? It
Is
can
it-
mean so many weird things, and I don't know if I want to know.
Is it dudes?
Shotzi or Tegan Knox? As much as you don't like her wrestling ability.
I don't care about Tegan's wrestling ability. I just don't like how she looks.
People says, do you feel some shows with a certain formula just are copy and paste? Yes, Picola.
There can be, yes.
Bryce says holidays. Well, I will say it was very calming and very nice. I will say that.
Wow,
That's good.
that's always good.
Sophie says, yeah, I feel that,
Big
but
chop.
I still love watching whatever show I watched. Picola says, like, here's a doctor show. Drama. Right. Totally, Picola. Drama, and then they throw some, like, humor in there, and you're like, what? Film says, say thanks, Bryce, having they followed you back. And Robbie says, come on, you know, the vibes, you and Travis are big YouTube celebrities. Come on.
We're working on it.
Yeah. So Travis doesn't do a lot with Instagram, and I forget to go in there sometimes to follow people back. So that's probably why. So he says, I watch all types of show and I read the news about the behind the scenes of the shows. People says Shaun of the Dead being too fourth wall. It's funny, but it's never realistic. I don't care if it's realistic. It's freaking hilarious. People's like, I want brains, but let me enjoy flesh first. Well, they have to get you down somehow. And then
then if they taste your flesh, then all of a sudden you're one of them. But it's a slow disease that takes its course. But is it destroying part of your frontal cortex? Do you remember people? Like, are you killing people just because you don't like them? Is it taking a certain part of the brain out that's like you give a shit?
It's totally doing that.
That's all I'm saying.
There it is.
They are not even close to the greatest tag team.
Not even close.
I would say they're one of the top 5 right now, and it could be higher. I'd have to make a list
You should make lists.
of the best tag teams.
I don't know. Sure, that one.
Well, the Lucha Bros would be in my list, and a lot of people don't even like them. Some people want them broken up
Oh, God.
because they think Pentagon would be a better singles wrestler.
No! Hi. He's like, ugh, stop talking.
So are we going to get new tag team champions, or is Sheamus going to get pinned?
Sheamus going to get pinned.
Because Drew's not getting pinned unless somebody interferes.
Sophie's like, do you watch shows that have 22 episodes a season, or do you like to watch shows with shorter seasons? Watched many shows with 22 episodes a season, Modern Family being one of them.
I've seen all the Cheers, and there was a lot in there.
Yep. Film says, has a question for Pico. Robbie says Tegan would go all night. Pico's like, Lacey, I choose her. Film's like, okay, nice. And Pico says, yeah, that's deep, Travis. And Sophie says, Game of Thrones, another show. I don't understand why that is a big deal.
I will only see episode or season 1. Although it looked like we were pretty, like we had watched a couple in season 2. I didn't think we had, but maybe.
Bryce says, thanks for the follow back. Appreciate it. Yep. Found you. Sorry. Pico says, what? That's bull BS. Burn those naysayers. Film says, okay, nice. And Sophie says, are there any shows that you heard of but never got a chance to watch for whatever reason?
Lots of them. Some of them I forget they even existed, and then I'm like, holy crap, I forgot about that.
There's so many.
Like, there's one with Jason Biggs.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if it's still on or if it was just a one and done type thing. But I wanted to watch that. I recorded it. I'm pretty sure I have it. I might have deleted it, but
I'm trying to remember what it was about even.
just a family.
Yeah, it was. Let's see. Robbie says, D falling asleep on this match, and Film has another question for Pico. And Sophie says, do you guys like watching hospital shows? Not necessarily. I think the only hospital show that I've actually sat and watched most of the seasons of was House. That's it. Pico says, my usual excuse, I don't want name streaming service here. Oh, well, I guess I can't watch it. Right? Pico's like, only one was worth watching was House. Well, considering one of them, like, I mean, there's like this huge weird cult following of, and I think it's still on TV. What is that? Grey's, yeah, that one. Grey's Anatomy. Never fucking seen any episodes of that show. I have seen the little, like, advertisements on TV and stuff, but I've never seen a freaking any episode of it ever. And I won't, because
Pretty sure I've seen season 1.
It reminds me of fucking shit during the day. That's what it reminds me of. Soap operas. That's what it reminds me of. Pico's like, my mom likes Diagnosis Murder.
See, those shows are great, those old ones.
That one wasn't too bad. I have watched some of those.
Murder, She Wrote, Golden Girls.
Robbie says, D would be up all night to get lucky. Oh my God, stop quoting music at us. Pico's like, I just laugh because it's so trivial and the whodunit premises is mid as fuck. Oh yeah, Diagnosis Murder is like one of those shows where you're like, you already know who did it. Like, What's the other one? Columbo.
Columbo.
You already know who did it, but it's fun to watch. Oh, I see. He goes, it's called a character alignment. So in here, Superman is lawful good, where Joker is chaotic evil. On this chart thing that he sent, the chart that explains everyone. So like that. That's the chart he's talking about. So he's like, my mom doesn't like to watch shows that have short seasons, like if it has like 8 or 10 episodes. Because like Nikki Film, and Sophie says, I think I saw one episode of Lost. Another one I've never even seen anything for except for like advertisements on TV.
Interesting.
Piccolo says, yeah, I think it may be fun to try and align wrestlers.
Right.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
I'll have to learn it.
Yeah. I'd have to, like, kind of look into it and see, like, more about it before you could, like, go on there and, like, be able to do wrestlers on it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because there are some wrestlers that have been in a character situation for a long enough period of time or stayed that same character for so long that they could be chaotic evil or lawful neutral or whatever.
Right.
He's getting all annoyed by him.
Because it's important. Roman Reigns does he look like he eat carbs?
Right? Like, dude, no. People said that. He says, but I don't know, maybe not. I don't think it's really dumb. I think that...
No.
I think it's kind of interesting.
It'd be a fun thing to make a whole video on.
It'd be kind of cool, but you'd have to go off of, like... You'd have to go after wrestlers who have stayed the same characters.
For at least
for
a year.
Like, a long period of time. Or... I mean, I guess you could take it like a year by year thing, like, oh, it was, but some of them change in the middle of their year or season or whatever of what they are, good or bad. So you'd have to like almost take ones that were like a specific type of character all the time.
Yep.
Pickle says, that's my TED Talk for tonight. Ravi says, I can't stand hospital show documentaries or dramas. Couldn't imagine why, Ravi. Maybe because you are in a hospital. So he says that Jason Biggs show got canceled after one season. Well, that's why. P calls like Nikki Bell to Page Film. And Sophie says about Scrubs. Ew. Yeah.
There was someone with Tim Allen. Not the Tool one, but the other one.
Oh, the Last Man Standing?
Last Man Standing was pretty good.
Robbie says Dee was a Murder, She Wrote fan. I actually like Murder, She Wrote, and I don't care
so
if you make
close.
fun of me for it.
Yeah, Angela Lansbury.
Films like, okay, nice. And Sophie says, I used to watch Matlock. Matlock was another one I watched. I watched that with my parents. That and Columbo. Films like Misty and Travis and Piccola. Who will win in an armpit deodorant match? Bailey or Sasha or AJ or Rhea?
I don't know. Bailey.
AJ Lee. Piccola says, well, maybe we can't look at Big Show. He flips heel and face like pancakes. I mean, that's right. Like, Piccola, right? Like, you would have to find a character that, like, stays... Like, for instance, Roman Reigns, right? For the last 3 years, he's been the tribal chief. So you could do him because he's been consistent. The Rock was pretty consistent with his character. John Cena's a total... He's been consistent with his character. Most of the time, Hulk Hogan was consistent with his character. Ric Flair is another one that was consistent with his characters. I mean, if they've been pretty consistent... Randy Orton is another one. There's quite a few of them you could put on that they've been consistent, right? Kevin Owens has been
There's
consistent.
a Claymore. It's over.
Whee!
Oh, so close. Jimmy saves Jay's life.
Saved his life.
Would have you been
So
kicked
it's
out
like
of the
there are shows
clan?
I've seen, but I forgot how it ended. Happens. Sam says my mom used to watch Lost, and Pico says, see, my dad never watched TV unless it was sports or maybe Star Trek.
I want to watch Terabithia or whatever it's called. Is that what it's called? The one where they go... No, San Andreas.
San Andreas. Yeah. Dunkel says, Undertaker consistent. I mean, yeah, like that kind of thing. Would get it. People's like, I get it. Sometimes shows with deep story is not for everyone.
Now Roman's got his own popcorn. He didn't want any popcorn. Now
He didn't want to
his own
share.
bucket.
He didn't want to share popcorn. He wanted his own, so he didn't have to share with Sammy. Because he's like, no, I ain't sharing your popcorn. You're going to get me popcorn. That's how it works.
Oh, there's a tag. Double thrust kick. Picks him up. There it is, the 3D. 1, 2, and 3. No!
People says, I get it. Sometimes shows with deep stories not for me. I don't know if that's directed at me or Sophie. I'm not sure who you're talking to on that one. Sophie says, some people I know only watches the news or sports. Dunkel says, Brock consistent minus hair. Right? Yeah, like that.
Sort
Robbie
of.
says, yeah, that could be it. Don't get why people get hyped watching shows on ER. Picola says, did you ever enjoy Supernatural? If you're asking me, yes.
There's
I actually
so
did
many.
enjoy
There's like
Supernatural.
16, 17
so
years.
many episodes, and after a while, I'm just like, oh, this is just like, it gets tiring, if that makes any sense. Like, there's only so much things they can do, and so
Solo's
it's kind of like...
destroying him.
Devin is in the chat. Hey, Devin says, oh my gosh, Roman Reigns and Sammy is so funny in
there's
the backstage. Taking out the Enforcer. They're
Well,
like, "Let's take out
he just
the
picked up and
Enforcer."
rock bottomed the freaking Drewish McIntyre.
Nice. Super kick to Shamey.
There it
Oh!
is. Bro kick. Too
Now
close to the
what?
ropes, but he could have him right there. Jay saves him.
Pico says there's a huge fandom of that show. Of Supernatural? Yeah, people are crazy for that one. Sophie says never watched Supernatural. Film says people are just winning this match. Sophie says, did you guys watch Smallville? Not really. Bobby says, oh, do you ain't eating my popcorn as well as yours? How the fuck would I want to eat your popcorn, dude? You probably put gross
All
stuff on
right,
it.
Jimmy's in the ring.
Pico's like, I was talking about my dad. Oh, okay. I'm like, what?
Oh, Sheamus loses balance, got rolled up, and it's over. Uso
Of course they
penitentiary.
win.
13-13. It's pretty cool.
Oh, God, he made a big old mess. He's going to be back there messing things up. He all got to apologize from Roman, and now he's going to screw it all up by being a weirdo. Silliness. Oh, Peel. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because my dad will watch, like, a lot of Law and Order, and he watches, like, my dad watches all that kind of stuff. It's actually pretty funny.
That is funny.
My mom was more of, like, the Star Trek geek, which is even more funny. But my dad does watch sports, but he watches NASCAR, so what does that tell you?
Everything
Justin
you need to
Martinez
know.
is in the chat. Hey, Justin says, did the Drew McIntyre Sheamus versus Uso match? And just did.
Just now.
Barely did, and the Usos did win and
Usos did
retain
win.
their both undisputed tag team titles. So, yeah, that happened. And Pico is like, let's go AJ. And Sophie says, I like shows with deep story. Film says AJ Lee. Pico, keeper sticky, but who's AJ Lee going to put deodorant on? Herself. Devin says, oh my God, Sami Zayn is freaking funny. Sophie says, Kane is another flip-flopper along with Mark Henry. Film says, Missy Travis, who do you think is going to win this women's year match? I said AJ Lee, and she's going to put it on herself. Pico says, oh yeah, he liked the B-rated sci-fi shows and the oddball comedies. Yeah. Robbie says, D expecting a new outcome for the matches like me think I'm going to be tall. Why would I expect any? Robbie, I knew who was going to win. That's why it's not interesting. Film's like, well, I gotta go. AEW starts by. Peace out. Big hugs, big heart to you guys. Love you all. See you guys on Monday, if not Wednesday. Bye, Film. Have a good weekend. Thanks for joining us for SmackDown tonight. Thanks for your questions and all the good shit and vibes. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight for SmackDown. We really appreciate it. Again, we will be back on Monday for Monday Night Raw. You guys have a fabulous weekend out there. You guys be safe, make good choices, and be nice to yourselves, okay?
All right, we'll see you on Monday. Have a
Bye.
good weekend. Thanks for watching Wrestling. Yeah, bye-bye.